Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we are going to be having a look at
Nambu. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's really cool. But first, we're going to kick off with an artist who's going to be interviewed at the end of this week. Featured artist this week. I forgot to put a pinned comment, but it is, of course, Camp G May, and this is Rosewood.
Hey, what's going on, man? G-May in the flesh. Hey, listen, man, I'm going to serve you up a little tune called Rosewood. I hope you can connect, because I'll tell you what, man, this song means a lot to me, because it's about first love. So anyway,
and I can smell that rosewood candle burning. Rosewood burns at both ends, and rosewood flame flies up to heaven. Yeah, rosewood candle, my only friend. And as I look into the mirror and begin again, my rosewood candle. The wind blows rosewood. It lifts my spirits and gets me high. The wind blows rosewood from the flame that's died inside. Guitar. The wind blows rosewood. It lifts my spirits and gets me high. The wind blows rosewood from the flame that's died inside. And as I blow out that candle burning, the memory stays on my mind of that rosewood candle that I possessed at one time.
G-May, take two. Hey everyone, G-May, thanks for tuning in, man. We had a great time making Rosewood. Okay. You gotta get the gotta get the groove. All right. Everyone, G-May here. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to a kick-ass 2017.
Cut! That's a wrap.
Nice, guys. Good job. Thank you. The fuck is this?
It's a ding dong.
This is not a fucking ding dong. This is a miniature fucking ding dong. Ding dongs come wrapped in tinfoil, okay? They're full size. They're not in plastic. They're not, I mean, this isn't even a fucking ding dong. Shit.
All right, here's Twinkies.
I don't want a fucking Twinkie. Hey, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. You're fired. Mike.
What's up?
Hey, listen, man. Get on my Facebook, man. I want you to unfriend her and get me a Pepsi, damn it. Go, now. Diet. Hey. See, I can start it anywhere I want, you know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm going to start it, because I'm trying to get in the groove of the song. Doom, tickets, ticketing, tickets.
G-May. He's on the show this week, folks, and it's going to be a wild one, trust me. It's going to be funny as all hell. He's awesome. Let's get some applause for G-May. I really needed that to cheer me up today. That was Rosewood by Camp G-May. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Camp G-May, as I said, he's coming on the show this week. He's a comedian, he's a musician, he's an actor. I think he's even starred in porn. Like, this dude's done everything. He's played in 170 odd bands. He's released 100 songs, but only one album. He's got a whole bunch of characters he does. He's absolutely like no other. Yeah. So that's really cool. Who am I? My name's Jade. Welcome to the show. This is How to App on iOS, where every day we take a look at apps, mental health and well-being, stuff, things, music, interviews with great artists, and on the weekend, a live performance sometimes, yeah. Today we've got a really cool app to look at, and I'm going to let you know now, don't be afraid of this app, because it's really, really not too hard to get into, but it is incredibly powerful. Let's say hello to everybody who's here in the chat, and then we'll get down to it. Hello. Oh, firstly, let's say hello to our new Wart Warrior. Dan Ekberg is a Wart Warrior now, so welcome aboard, Dan. He's now a Wart Warrior. You can become a Wart Warrior from $1. It's $1 a month, and you get all these custom emojis that you can see people putting in the chat, and you get special access to the once-a-month live stream that happens where me and Russ8889 listen to your music and give our honest critiques of your music. Like this.
You're all fucked.
Are you sick of being told that your music's awesome?
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the oven, because you're going to get fucking roasted.
Do you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Are you sick of fire emojis filling the chat? Welcome to the Sunday Roast.
I can't fucking wait to roast you bunch of cunts.
Join me, your host, Jade Starr, and our special guest judge, Russ8889. All you need to do is click the members button down below to become a Wart Warrior for $1 a month to be part of the action.
You're all fucked.
As we roast your songs, show no mercy, and make you feel like the absolute trash that you are. Yeah. The Sunday Roast is happening this coming Sunday on the show. So we've already got 12 submissions. Really exciting stuff. Russ is going to have a ball calling you all a bunch of cunts for an hour listening to your music. So that is a thing. It's happening. Hello, Thomas Christ. Hello to Jim Shannon. Hello, Spider. Good to see you. Now, I knew you might be here because this is right up your alley. If you don't know Spider, folks, Spider makes some amazing patches for so many great apps out that have come out on iOS and across the board. He creates amazing patches, and this is right up his alley. And I'm sure in some kind of not too distant future, Spider will have some patches that'll make this app even better that we're looking at today, which, where are we? Let's say hello to everyone else. So we got Audible Video is here. And yes, I'm going to share David Collette's email with you, Audible. If that's all okay, I can see you already talking about it. Hello, Cy Effin, good to see you. Cy was with me this morning on Clubhouse when everything's gone to shit on my OBS. And right now on my OBS, I have 2 buttons saying streaming. 2 buttons. I don't know what is going on with my OBS. I did an update this morning and it's totally botched everything. Good stuff, but it's working. So we're good. David Collette is here as well. Hello to you. And who else do I see? As I scroll down the list, Ivan Idea, the lover of Camp G May. Ivan Idea got on. He got on to Camp G May's live stream with a pair of fake boobs and was dancing around. It was really funny. It's not OBS, Thomas. It's Stream Elements. That's the problem. Stream Elements released an update for the beta. It's weird. I don't know what it's done. It's put 2 versions of Stream Elements in my OBS. I don't know why it's done it. I'll work it out after the show at some stage. Seems to still be working, so that's okay. That's all good. Still working. If it wasn't working, I'd be in tears right now. Who else do I see is here? Let me scroll down. Leela's here. Audible's got some chili. I think I saw Sean Chandler, did I? I think so. There he is. Sean Chandler's here. Hello to you, my friend. If I've missed you, I'm a dill. And just yell at me at the bottom of the chat because I can't keep up right now. Yes, me. Me, she says, me. All right, let's jump over and look at some price drops and do that stuff. Frames is on sale, and Frames just dropped a brand new pack today. So there's 2 of them I've got to do. Maybe next week. I'm not sure. Next week's going to be a little bit crazy because we've got the kickoff of Songtember and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and do the 2 Frames in-app purchases together. Oops, there I am. 2 Frames in-app purchases together in one show. But Frames has got a price drop. And if you haven't seen me, I've done a couple of shows on Frames, so check it out. It's a really good. Magellan 2, Cauldron, Galileo 2, all on sale. Lots of stuff on sale. Look at it all. 8 Matrix, all this stuff. I'm not going to go through it today because there's a lot to do. So we'll do that, yeah. Let's see. I'll be using OBS in the next day or 2. Has there been an OBS update? No. There hasn't been an OBS update. There has been a Stream Elements update. And Stream Elements is like an add-on you can add to OBS, which adds things like alerts and stuff like that. It just makes it a little bit more souped up, a little bit better. It adds some features to it. But what it seems like they've done is they have released a beta for the current OBS beta. And what it's done, it's put 2 versions of Stream Elements in my OBS. I think how to fix it is to just uninstall Stream Elements and reinstall it. And that should fix everything, I believe. Hello, Mars Capone. I hope you're doing well. But don't be freaked out. OBS is all still good. It is just, it's Stream Elements, yeah? So if you get a Stream Elements thing saying version 28, don't do that. Yes, Stream Elements is absolutely free. That's why I moved to it, Jim, because I was using the alerts from, I always forget what it's called. The other thing where you got to pay. But Stream Elements is completely free and worth your time. It adds a little like plug-in to OBS. When it works, it's great. Yeah, when it works. So what are we looking at today? We are looking at today this. Nambu. We're looking at Nambu. What is Nambu again? Can you tell me what Nambu is? What is Nambu? It is a 6-operator FM synth, but it's much more than that. I'm probably limiting it by calling it that because there's just so much more to it. The great thing is, if you are into programming sounds, this is your baby. This is your bitch. This is the thing you need to be into. There's not a lot of presets in here. There are presets, but They're not super fantastic or anything. They're a good place to get started. But the real power of this is building your own presets. And I haven't built any, but I've made a lot, but I haven't saved any. So we'll go through those today. It is $14.99. That is the price. But as you'll see, it is incredibly worth your time. It runs standalone. It also, if we open it up here, it doesn't have a Mac version, unfortunately. I was really hoping for that. It runs on iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch. So kind of universal, except it doesn't run on Mac. If they add a Mac thing, that'll be awesome. And yeah, you can run it standalone or you can run it as an AUv3. That's how we're going to do it today. So let's open up AUM and start an audio track here. And yeah, I know, Jim, but I cater to the American price. For us, man, it's always a lot more, is what it is. Nambu. Okay, so I'm going to connect my keyboard to this as well. Let's open it up now. What you'll notice too is, so here it is small. But when I double click and make it large, it kind of doesn't fit in the screen. So you've kind of got this little bit of movement here, which is fine. But I kind of prefer if you drag it over here, then drag it down, not all the way, just about that much. So it doesn't take up the entire screen, but then you've got it all in one place. So you've got a bit of an option. If you take it full screen in AUM, you just got to move a little bit side to side. If you take it kind of, just a little bit less, you'll get the whole lot in here. Yes, indeed. So let's have a look first at a couple of things. So across the top, we'll go from the top first. And here obviously are your presets. Yes, all your presets are up there, so you can scroll through those really easy. Nice to find presets. We'll come back to those later. You see these little musical notes up here. When you click on these, guess what this is? This is your arpeggiator, and we'll come back to this as well. That's your ARP, so it can be found up there. Really easy to MIDI learn. Right next to that is your MIDI learn, so you click on that. Look, all the buttons just become colored, so you can MIDI learn everything that's colored. Look, it's everything. So if you've got a launch pad or you've got knobs, knobs. So if you can, hook everything up to this and control everything via your external stuff. So that can be found over here. You've got some settings, which we'll come back to. And as I said, so we got A, B, C, D, E, F. That is A to F, which works out to be 6 operators. 6 operators. So this is where you choose your operators. So A, B, C, D. So when it's selected, that is showing you which operator you have selected. And next to each operator is an on and off switch. So you can actually turn them on and off if you so desire. If you only want a few running, we'll put them all back on now. Good stuff. And within each of these operators, you have the option to use a different operator type. So there's a bunch of operator types in here, and they can be found in this section right here. There's a little drop-down box. So you've got an FM, you've got an oscillator, noise, texture, resonator, and filter. Now, these last two need one of these, the FM, oscillator, noise, or texture, to work because, these are filters and a resonator that needs something to feed into those. You know what I'm saying? Then if you just choose a resonator, you're not going to get any sound. Well, we've got sound, but we've got other things open here. So, but we'll cover that. So here we are with we'll go through FM first. And what I'll do is show you this as well. So in your presets, you can save and do all this stuff up here as well. But this is one button you'll need to get accustomed with. So this one that says new here. When you click new, it sets everything back to your initial patch. So everything's back to 0 except for the volume down here. And we'll cover what the matrix is in a tick. let's go through the different sounds. So we'll turn all these off, even though we don't even need to do that because we've got volume here. So this is the FM, and each operator type is controlled within this box here that you can see me drawing around in a circle, yeah? So here's our FM. So we're just at an initial preset with a simple waveform here, which we can change up. So you've got all these options to change waveforms along here. Pretty easy to do. You choose a different one. Let's choose something else just so you can hear the difference. And then within that, once you've chosen a waveform here, you can change the width of this waveform. So I'm going to do this with my finger. So as I'm turning this knob here. So I've done other shows on FM synth and explained the difference between FM synthesis and typical oscillator. So you can see here when I'm turning this width button, it's changing the width of the waveform. And the bend of the waveform, we can invert the waveform. We can add feedback to the waveform, yeah? Let's go back here and go back to and with any of these knobs here, if you double click on any of them, they will go back to their original settings. And that works for every single knob on here, everything. So if you get a bit lost, because with the FM synthesis, I know if you're new to it, you can be making something and all of a sudden you've created something that's way out of control and you're like, what the fuck have I done? You can easily double click these things and rein them in, yeah? So you can see as I'm changing this bend, the waveform is moving. Feedback, we can invert them as I said. You can change the pitch as well. Fine tune the pitch, detune the pitch. Again, bring them back to their original. Wicked. So there's just a basic look at across the top here. Now, each one of these operators within this little rectangle here has an LFO attached to it as well. And you can see it blinking away here. See it blinking, blinking, blinking. There it goes. So you can see that is the speed of the LFO. And to put it into action, all I need to do is just turn it up. And we're off. I can change the speed. I can change the waveform of the LFO. So already you should start to be seeing there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is really cool. We've got with each operator type, you've got your input, output, and a velocity. Hello, G-May, what's going on? And last but not least over here, we have your envelopes. So of course you've got your attacks, sustains, your release. All right, there you go. So that is our first. That's just a brief look at the first operator. Thank you very much, Spider. That's really kind of you. Cheers, my friend. And there's the little dancing man at the top there doing his disco dance. All right, let's jump over to the next one. So again, that's our FM. And we're still on, now remember, there's 6 of these. I said, yeah, 6 of these. And we're just on this A, number 1, yeah? So I'm just going to go through the operator types for just A. And the next one's an oscillator. So you'll see the waveform change here. And then you've got your basic waveforms that you would expect from a normal oscillator, yeah? So sawtooth, square. And you can see contextually, again, because we've changed to an oscillator, everything's different within this little rectangle. Same, we've got the pitch and everything. LFOs are still here. It's just a little bit different. We've got our shape. And our oscillator sync. We've still got the LFO on, so let's turn that off. And again, we can change the wave. We can also change the pitch here, yeah? So let's go over here while we're on this one. So to the end, we've got these 2 extra tabs. So we've got, and this applies to each of these as we change, yeah? So as we go through them. So we've got a pitch modulation. So let's play with the pitch. So this is pitch modulation, yeah? Now, if I just turn up this vibrato by itself, we're just getting... We're getting Space Invaders basically right there. So, but this leads me to these, now you may notice here, these little, like little Tic Tacs underneath selected knobs here. So you can see here's another one here. Some of them have the word knob attached to them. Mod, did I say knob? Some of them have the word mod attached to them, and some of them are just grayed out like this. But each one of these open up options, and we'll focus first on these ones here. So in the pitch, when you click on this, you are given just a more complex view. Chiclets, yeah, that's a good term for them. We'll call them chiclets. You get a bit more in-depth view of the pitch, so modulation. So you can change the mod wheel in here, the rise and fall, the amount, the rate, and you also have a range. So again, one of these buttons here, see it's really small there, but pay attention to these little buttons because this allows you to filter through the types of range for this vibrato for pitch. And to get out of that, just tap away. Also, you've got an envelope here as well, which again has a little chiclet. So you've got an envelope for the pitch in here as well. And each one, as I said, of these operators has, these apply to each one of those. But we also have an effects section at the end here as well. Now, I wish this effects tab at the end, you could apply to each individual operator. That would be fantastic. But it's just an overall, these effects are just for the overall sound, yeah? So you've got a really amazing reverb in here. Listen to this. The reverb is just massive. And again, you got that little chiclet, I remembered, audible. And you have all of your options in here. So you can change the mix, high pass, low pass filter, pre-delays, the size. You can get in here and really, really go crazy with your reverb and sort it out. And then once you get out of here, this is the level for everything that's in this menu down here. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of depth to this app. And I think, it's quite modular too. So again, I tried to say this at the start. Don't be afraid of it, right? Don't be afraid. Everything's controlled in here. And once we get down to the matrix, I'll hopefully explain the matrix, which will really blow your mind because it's super easy to use the matrix. Okay, so we've covered we haven't covered all the effects. Let's turn down the reverb. And let's check out because we've got a delay as well. Let's bring this up. And the delay, look at the options in the delay. You have the mix, you've got left and right time, so you can change the left and right down. You can change the tempo mode so it's locked to your beats per minute. You can break away from that. Feedback, dampening. You've even got a filter cutoff, high pass filter. It's very, very deep. Beautiful. So there's your delay. We'll turn that down. We've also got a chorus in here as well. We'll turn this up, the chorus. Probably change the sound a bit. Let's, you know what? I'm going to just do that. I did that for that. Let's just do an init again and bring this back. And you can bring this back to 0 at any time. So we're on the oscillator here. Oh, there we go. We'll turn that down. Let's go. There we go. We'll just stick with that. So we've got a chorus in here. We'll turn up the chorus. So there's that chorus added, and I don't have anything else added already. That's a massive, rich sound. Just think you can add another 5 operators to this. Bring the volume down on that a little bit. Beautiful. That's our chorus. We'll turn that down for now. And as I said, if you really want to just double click anything, that'll bring it back to 0. So there's a brief look at our oscillator. Let's move to the next one, which is our noise. And of course, guess what it's going to be? It's noise. As you can see, I'm playing my keyboard. And we are getting sheer noise. So let's play around with the noise and see what we can do. We've got our level here, and I'll cover the mods soon. So this one here, we've got fluctuation. So as you can hear, it creates this nice fluctuation going on. The speed of the fluctuation. Create a real digital sound, like an Atari 2600. The rate of that digital sound, yeah. We've got a filter in here as well. Resonance. Impulse, and again, each of these, remember, have down the bottom here an LFO, so we can turn up the LFO anytime we want. So if you want to get something like a beat going on using the LFO, there's so many ways to get rhythms going on in this. There's just so much. So we'll turn off the LFO. Okay, so there's a brief look at the noise. Let's jump over to the next one, which is texture. Now, this is really interesting because with texture, if I hit a key, they have included a crap load of, they're almost samples. And how do we go through these? So you'll notice this little texture knob here, and you can either move via arrows or you can turn the knob here. And look, there's 121 sounds in here. Really nice stuff. And the further you go up, so the further I turn up, there gets to a point, because these are all more percussive kind of sounds, like dings and blongs and blips and plaps and plips. But as you go along, so kind of toms, kicks kind of sounds. So it's about number 92. There's a whole bunch of instruments as well. So let's go through these. Nice, huh? Really nice inclusion. Really nice that they've added this in here. Now, again, we've got this start button here, so you can alter these as well. We've got a delay in here as well, so you can delay the timing of when you hit the key. So there's a delay in there. And you've got these repeats. Let's zoom in on the repeats so you can see what's happening here. So we have this repeat one shot. So these are just set to one shots now. We'll go to a drum, go back to a drum here. There we go. We'll use this one. So it's just set to a one shot at the moment. But if I start moving this around, now I'm just holding down on a key, and I can control the speed of this. So this is unlocked at the moment. We can turn on this tempo here, and now we can go through. Let me bring it back to this screen here, get it a bit large for you. Now we've got 5/16, a quarter. Hey, thank you very much, David Collette. That's very kind of you. You rock. There's the dancing man. He's up the top. So you can change the timings of these. But not only that, guess what else you can do? You can head over here and you can change the pitch. So we can click the little button down here. We can go up by semitones. We can go up by cents. So all these samples. It's just great. And I'll come back and we'll try and look at some rhythms for this as well. So that's, in a nutshell, that again, all of these have the LFO and envelopes down the bottom. Resonators and filters we'll cover in a sec. So let's talk about, and I'm going to go back to our initial patch here. Let's do that. Go back to the start. So we just have our sine wave to kick off again. Let's talk about the matrix down here. What is this? Now you're probably looking at it and go, what's going on? So we have A, B, C, D, E, and F, which correlates with each of the operators here. And the way it works is the bottom row is your out. So these are the volumes for your outs. So currently we only have A going A down, B down, C down, D down, E, F. There we go. So A is the only one that has volume here. This little knob here is the volume for A. Now if I turn that down and then turn up B, these are all set to the same And just to show, let's go to A. We'll change A to an oscillator. We'll change C to a noise. We'll change D to a texture. And now let's bring up A. Let's bring up B. Let's bring up C. So you should be able to hear now all four of those which are selected. So as I said here, we've got A, which is FM, B, oscillator, C, noise, and D, texture. And you can see down the bottom, A, B, C, and D are all turned up, so you can hear them all together. We'll do it again, just so you're totally clear, and then we'll move on. So we've got no sound. A is our FM synth. B is our oscillator. C is our noise. And D. And if we turn all these down, all you're going to hear is the instrument from D. Cool. So I hope everyone gets that. So that is how you control the volume of each of these and start blending sounds. But it gets more funner than that. Because if you can see here these little lines coming out. See how they're jumping out here and all going to the output? This is saying, so let's look at this matrix here. Let's zoom in a little bit. The matrix is saying at the moment, A, because our volume, now look what happens when I turn down the volume of A. Watch this line right here. See this line that's going down to output? Now when I turn this down, watch what happens. It fades away. It fades away, fades away. So now there's no lines coming out of each track, each operator going to the output. So when I hit my keys, there's no sound. Turn up, you can see the line up here telling you in the matrix where it's going. So I want to explain this as clear as possible so you can get what's going on. So I think we're good there. I hope everyone's good there. But here's where it gets really funner. And I'm just going to have a vape. Because there's a lot in this app, man. For $15, like, there's a lot going on. And the only thing that's holding you back from creating some amazing sounds with this app is your imagination. That's it. It's a beautiful canvas waiting for you to paint whatever the fuck you can imagine. It's very much like Midjourney. All right. So you'll notice we have this section here going across. Why does it go across? Like, why do the rest of these sections go across in the matrix? Well, I want to, so this A here, if I turn this up, look what it's doing. It adds one of these lines and it's sending it to track B, right? And if I hit a key, I've got nothing happening. Nothing. Yeah, that's right, David Collette. The price does go up September 1st. So I'm pressing a key, look, and nothing's happening. Even though I've turned up that section, nothing's happening. Why is that? Well, because we're sending A now to B. So I need to turn B up volume-wise. And A is going to B. And if I now turn B to C and turn up C, I'm sending B to C. And I can also send A to C, which creates a whole lot of different sounds. So you can really mess with what you're sending where. Okay, now what also you can do with this is there are a bunch of templates in here which will help you hopefully understand a little bit better of what you can do. So if we click on these templates, this gives you combinations of matrices here. And look, there's heaps of them. So let's just pick a couple of random ones. Now, because we don't have anything, let's just grab a sound from here. And we'll go into our templates. I'm probably not doing good justification here. So there's a real lot you can do with the matrix. You can send a whole bunch of things to different places. It's really out there. And do I have enough time to go through all of this today? I'm definitely not going to, but hopefully you can see the potential of this. Let's just go back to another init patch here, because I want to show you a couple of other things. So we have, you'll notice these little buttons, which we talked about earlier, that have the word mod attached to them. So when we click on this, we are given a modulation table. And in here, there's 4 LFOs, 4 envelopes, 2 sequences, this keyboard, velocity, and a macro. Now, what do these do? Where do these go to? What is happening with these? These correlate with the final section we haven't looked at today, which is this section here. So if you have a look, I'll open this up again. Where can we open one up where it's not kind of in the way? I can't move that. So you'll see here we've got 4 LFOs here. And if we go down here, you'll see we've got LFO 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have envelope 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 sequences, 1, 2, and 2 sections here, 2 sections here, and 2 sections for macro. And again, when we open the mod section, oh, wrong one, let's go up here. You'll see this correlates 4 LFOs, 4 envelopes. So just to show you, we'll hit on LFO 1 here, and we can see we've got this waveform going on. Now, if I turn up LFO 1 here, so we've got additive and subtractive. And now this particular knob, this particular part, this width is being sent down here. And we can turn on all 4 of these, right, and change them all up. So because we've got 4 LFOs here, we can change the waveforms, we can change the speeds of them. They're all independent of each other, yeah? We can turn that one up crazy, change the tempo. We can do a shift in here. So this width is now being sent to 4 of these LFOs. And anywhere that has a mod little chiclet there can be done the same thing as well. So you can turn up an LFO here. There's a lot of possibilities here. It is very outrageous. So also you've got envelopes. You've got 4 envelopes here, which you can just turn up, and we can head over to the little envelope section. And we can, mess with these. We can change the attacks. We can change the width, the releases, all this kind of stuff. And what's really interesting is when you select a different, so see how, where are we? So we've got this, let's just, not only that, you also have in here 2 sequences. Yeah, 2 sequences. That is not a regular ADSR. So you also have sequences as well. So if we go up here and turn on our sequencing, I can draw in. Now I'm just going extreme just so you can hear the differences of what's going on here. So this is a step sequencer, yeah? And you can change the length of the step sequencer. You can change the rate. You can slow it down. You've got gating. You can change the envelope. You can smooth this stuff out. We've got so much going on here at the moment. I love it. It's crazy. There's a real lot going on with this app. Plus, I haven't even focused on this yet. So we'll come back over here to this matrix thing as well. There's also an arpeggiator. No shot. So let's turn on the arpeggiator. What's going on, Zach? Hey, Bear. What's happening? So I'm holding down 3 keys here, and we've got our arpeggiator rocking along. We can change the step length of the arpeggiator. We can change the swing. We've got this little button here. Let me come back over here so you can see what's happening. We can change, down, up, random. We can set a program down here and change these programs down here to do what we want. We can remove man. You've even got octaves, so you can draw in octaves here as well. So let's just draw in some octaves randomly just to get some crazy sounds. You can add accents, staccatos to this as well. And there's a bunch of glide functionality in here too. You can change the octave. Change the rate. My God. It sounds like what I want to do to my next door neighbor. So, as we said here, we've got like the accent, the staccato, and the gate. Yeah. So we can control the levels of these up here as well. We can change the levels of these too. So it's a pretty comprehensive little arpeggiator in there. Just really, really lovely. It's really easy to use. Shouldn't tax your brains too much. Everything's nice and explained very clearly. So you shouldn't have too many problems with it. And remember, we've only got one sound rocking at the moment. Absolutely only one sound. So to wrap up, I'll try and create some kind of big sound in here. We'll run through some presets right at the end. Let's do this as well. So I want to come back over here to the matrix. So not only can you send a whole bunch of, let's do this. Let's choose this program in here, this Nambu program. Because this has got a bunch of nice sounds in it, and we've got some FM, bunch of different sounds in here. So within the matrix here, you can add mods to this as well. So if we click the little mod section, you can go in here, look, with each little thing and add an LFO. Say we want to go in this one and add, mess around with the envelope or a sequencer. Then head over here to our sequence one and draw something in. And then go back to our levels. We can send these out. There's a lot. And as I said earlier, these templates, let's see what some of these templates do to this sound. Wow, that got loud. So I'm just going through these templates. So remember, I'm not changing any of the sounds that are in here, any of the sounds that have been selected within this patch. I'm just changing the way the matrix is sending information around the matrix, yeah, with these templates. Another thing I want to go show you tonight before getting on. I say tonight, it's this morning. Hey, Dave, what is happening? Dave Fox. Let's do another init patch. And I'm going to go back to our sounds up here. So I'm going to select from here our textures. Okay, so we have our textures here. Back to these sounds. What I'm going to try and do is create something rhythmic because it's incredibly possible. Right, so we'll stick with this sound first, and I'm going to turn up, just so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to turn up the one shot. I'm going to set this tempo, lock this tempo, and let's choose. Okay, so I'm just holding down a single key, and now we've got a beat happening, yeah? So now I'm going to change operators to the next one, and we're going to choose once again a texture. Let's find a different texture. And we'll just turn that initial one off. Now I need to turn the volume up down here, so I'm going to turn all the next 3 volumes up because I want... I'll turn that one down for now. I want to pick a sound here. That'll do. Now let's set the tempo. And we'll bring in so you can see what I'm kind of doing here. Now we're going to bring in number C. So we're going to go to C. I'm going to choose a texture again. We'll just turn these other 2 off. We'll bring up C. Let's change the pitch. So now if I bring these all in together, so all I'm doing there, now, this I'm just roughly doing this just to show you, is we've got 3 oscillators, 3 operators with 3 different textures, all set to tempos, all turned up. And then when I hold down a key, we haven't even added any reverb or anything. Pretty crazy shit, man. So... percussion. You've got, you can change the pitch as well. We can get in here and then turn on the arpeggiator. I mean, Jesus Christ, what the hell? There's just way too much fun in here. There's way too much fun. And let's cover a couple of other things. So we had a look at the mod wheel here, how there's the templates that you can access. Not only that, if you want to initiate, if you want to go back to a basic beginning, not only can you go up the top here and hit new, which will initiate a brand new patch. So it'll just clear everything with the little new here. You can do it on a granular level as well. So within each operator type, there's a little init button here also. So I can get rid of one of these. Let's try it with D. So we've got D set to this FM. If I hit init, it asks you, do you want to? Sweet. So now that has been set and cleared. You can do the same thing down here with the matrix. So we can hit init down here and it'll ask you, would you like to clear all these? Boom. And all of your matrix is all cleared as well. Would this app be used as a plugin in a DAW? Yes, I have it opened in AUM, Bear. This is an AUv3. So yes, absolutely. So we can turn these back up. Plus, this is really nice. This is really cool. So up here, we've got all of our text, all of our operators. You can swap these around. If you'd like to move them around, we have this copy section. So I can hit copy and look, it brings up if I want to move B to A or C to A. And the way it works is whatever you have selected. So just say I have F selected and I hit copy. It will ask to move any other operator up here to the F. So B to F. So I can move this B down to F. Or I can swap things. So if I want to swap, you just click on the one that you want to swap and you can swap A to F and F will go to A. I mean, they've thought of everything. Oh, shit you not. And so this is by IceWorks, this app. They really have thought of everything. It's very clever stuff. Would you like me to go through some patches or anything? Because, we're at 5 minutes over. Let's just go through some patches, shall we? And just to show you kind of what you get, because it's not a lot, because I think the real goodness of this app is to just start making stuff. Yeah. So we've got a bass, whole bunch of bass sounds. Now, I'm sure this landscape will change soon, as soon as Spider creates some amazing sounds for us all, like he always does. Boom. So here's a patch that has our arpeggiator. One more thing I didn't cover. You would have noticed this sitting over here. See this little thing? What is that? Glad you asked. This is your overall control. So you can quickly access some main features here, like your volume. You can turn on the ARP from here. You can turn on mono. You can turn on hold as well. Let's turn off the ARP so you can hit hold and just touch a couple of keys. Add the ARP. So you've got quick access to a bunch of things here. You've got your glide. You can turn up your glide. It is not like this app, Bear, isn't specific to, it's not a universal iOS Mac app, but I'm pretty sure you can get this on Mac, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm guessing. But you have access to pitch range as well, and you can change the octave here as well. So this little button here is just a quick little place to go to change the overall volume and stuff, which is nice that it's all tucked away. It's nice and cute, just put away there. Go back to some patches. So yeah. There's a whole heap of bells in here. And again, when you have a look at the matrix with each of these sounds, you can see what's happening. So we've got A leading into B, and then B and C are going into D, and the foot bone's connected to the thigh bone, and the shin bone's connected to the arse bone. And as you can see, we've got an FM here. We've got a texture, so we can change this sound out. I didn't cover the resonators too, so let's have a quick look at these before we go too. So we've got a resonator and a filter. And the way we lead these in, let's go to I know there's so much. I've tried to cover everything quickly. So let's add an FM here. We'll make it a bit interesting. Right, so we'll go to B now, and we'll add in a filter first. So here's our filter section. I know I've skipped over stuff because they're just too much. So here is our filter, and I want to send this filter, I want to send A into B. And now we can control our filter. See, so we have A going to B, with the volume up for B, which is our filter. And we can control our filter from within here, yeah? So we've got all our drive and all the usual stuff you'll find in a filter, yeah? What's going on, Pete Johns? Good to see you. And also, we have a resonator. So let's go to number C, and we'll add a resonator in here. And now we can send A to C. Let's just do that. And on our resonator. And again, I mean, the craziness of this, all of these, the resonators can be controlled by this modulation table, which is all this down here. We can send LFO, we've got 4 LFOs down here in envelopes. It's just... It's just crazy. It's too much. There's so much going on here. So, as I said, the resonator and the filters need to have something else going into them first. So either one of these four, so the FM, the oscillator, the noise, or the textures, the resonators and filters can't operate without any sound going into them, yeah? I feel like I've run a marathon with this app, and I've barely scratched the surface. There's just a lot of shit going on here. So if you're really into tinkering and creating sounds and want something that's not too hard, hopefully, like you can see from the demonstration, everything's nicely mapped out. You know, our operators have this little section here that changes contextually when we choose one. We have our little matrix down here with our little lines that tell you where everything's going, so you shouldn't get too lost there. And then we have our wonderful little modulation table, which is just really nice. Separated beautifully. And don't forget these amazing effects, which really take this app to another level. And remember, all the other great AUv3 effects that we have on top of these amazing sounds already. Beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I'll cover, the last thing we'll do is we'll just go through some of these key sounds. Of course you can control this with a generative app. And I'll prove it to you. Look. You ready, Leela? Here we go. So I think I've got this set up. It's almost like I knew somebody was going to ask me this. So I have Scalar 2 set up, connected to Nambu with a little bit of hammerhead. Yeah, a little bit of hammerhead. Make sure it's not too loud. What? And we've got instant Zelda. Sweet beans. Audible. Congrats for going the entire show without saying the other name. I know all week I've been calling this the wrong name, and it's a name I did not want to use on the stream. It wasn't anything against the app. It was just something silly anyway. Thank you, David Collette. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the kind words. Thanks for the super chats today. I hope this has helped you get a grip of, is this something worth grabbing? Yeah. For my Patreons, I do have some copies to give away this weekend coming. So, you know, if you're thinking of grabbing it, but you might want to hold off to the weekend, we've got until September 1st, I think, until the price goes up. So that's a good thing. I'm not sure how many copies I have, but I think maybe 2 or 3. I can't remember. So it's a good reason to become a patron. Segue. Much. What are we looking at tomorrow, guys? And yeah, again, thank you all for hanging out here with me and tolerating an extra 17 minutes. I know these shows are getting later and later. It's ridiculous. What are we doing tomorrow? What are we having a look at tomorrow? We're having a look at We're doing some guitar tomorrow. A bit of guitar. Yeah, guitar. I can't even find the thing. There it is. We're doing some Nembrini tomorrow. Doing some guitar. JMP Pro. I'm going to grab my guitar and play some chugga, 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 chugga. Good stuff. So that is happening tomorrow. And then the day after that, guess what, guys? It's finally happening. It's finally happening. It is Camp G-Made. We're having a good time on the Groove Trek. It is happening. You won't want to miss this. We're going to have an absolute blast on Thursday if you're living outside of Australia. Friday if you're in Australia. It's going to be really, really cool. And I don't know what's happening on the weekend for the opening hour, but I'll let you know at some stage. But that is what is coming up next week. I'll tell you what, guys, I've got some really cool apps to look at next week as well. You may see them sitting down here. Look at these. These are some new apps I got yesterday, which we're going to look at next week. Awesome. All right. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we all rise together. Thank you very much for your support. As always, you guys rock. I've been Jade, and I'll see you tomorrow. Boom.